Hey, Wyatt, nice shirt, man.
Hey, nice shirt as well, and nice hat.
Hey, how about that?
I wonder why we're wearing all this.
I wonder too, man. Like, why would we wear this shirt for such an occasion?
It shouldn't be the number 1. It should probably be the 45, the driver who won this week.
Yes, absolutely.
And probably one of the most, I wouldn't say iconic for this sport, but iconic for a different sport.
I'd say so. I think this is pretty big. Pretty big.
Yeah.
And I mean, and especially with the way that it was done. More particularly because, yes, the cat's been out of the bag for the last, 3 days now. Kurt Busch won at Kansas in the most cleanest fashion possible, unlike what happened last week at Darlington. So, yeah. But, yep. So this is officially going to be the first installment of this podcast. The reason for that is that the last one we were gonna do for Darlington, which Wyatt would not have been happy for. But also at the same time, closer to the end, the footage for this end of the podcast ended up getting cut, so unintentionally. So I don't know how that happened, but still, either way, here we are for the next episode.
Sean's fault.
Yeah, we're totally blaming Sean Ard for that. But yeah, so here we are for officially first installment of the Gamers Talk NASCAR podcast. For those who don't know, if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're listening to this on Spotify, either or, it doesn't matter which you choose. I'm Elijah Leonard. I'm the host. Usually I'm the host, but Wyatt is also the co-host for this one. So
I was about to say, going to say like I'm the co-host, like going to say like you're the host, I'm the co-host. I was going to add that in there either way. So
yeah,
we're to that.
Yeah, but yeah, we're co-hosts of the Gamers Talk NASCAR podcast of this brand new show. That I mean, even I kind of put it together, brought it to Wyatt, and he's like, "Yeah, that's cool." He's like, "Yeah, that's cool. Let's do it."
I think my answer word for word. I'm actually going to look it up. Oh crap! It was over here. It's on this. I have 2 different monitors. I forgot which one it was on. Okay, yeah, word. Oh, I said like. Oh, it's like the P. I actually, when I first saw this, I was actually. It's like I like it, but I don't know about the picture because my face. You'll see my face in one of these.
Oh yeah.
It's like what? I'm actually trying to find where I said that. I actually do not remember where I.
If you scroll up, probably to the picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm at the picture. I think I asked which picture you used, and that's.
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm trying to. Oh well, we'll figure that one out later. But I was trying to figure out what I said word for word. I think we were in a call. I think we did a call when you said mentioned. I'm like, yeah, I think my word for words were I'm down.
I think that was the case, but yeah, this is possible, and let's break down Kansas. Let's break it down. There was trucks. I mean, obviously with Zane Smith, extremely dominant, and then we
third win of the season.
Third win of the season. That one I think was pretty calm all the way to the end. But let's mostly focus on Cup because that one I feel like was the far more interesting race, unlike trucks, because here's the thing. This is the first next-gen race at Kansas, and I think one of the things to point out about this race, I mean, of course, we've already seen it within the first third of the season. That older style of racing, like especially back in the Gen 4 days, I'll give an example, the closer to the end of the race, where Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, they're both fighting hard for the win, and Kurt pulls up alongside, and he gets out just ahead, but Larson pulls right back on him, and they can't really get away from each other. That is a type of racing that we used to see back in the Gen 4 days. Part of it, at least. But we also saw something else, Wyatt. Two different styles of racing amongst two different drivers from two different eras. First off, sorry, go ahead.
It was a pretty good racing along it, but I'll get actually go ahead and I got my thing. You can say what you're about. Say what you're about to say, and I was going to mention my thing.
So the first thing that I was going to point out is let's talk about Kyle Larson. Larson, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but this year has not been his year thus far. I mean, especially with the way that he's unless it shows in the way that he's been racing. First off, I mean, he caused a wreck at Daytona. The very next week where he ended up winning, prior to his win, he basically put Chase Elliott into the outside wall, even though he said it wasn't his fault. He was just racing hard with Joey Logano. At Talladega, he ended up basically putting Kurt Busch into the wall, and then that also collected Bubba Wallace in the process. And then, yeah, there's I mean, I could go on and on and on. I mean, Larson's been driving like a menace. And then also, I forgot to add this one in when he put Justin Haley into the inside wall of the Coliseum at the beginning of the year. But but Larson, of course, we all know he loves to run the high line. I mean, that's been his strong suit. But there'd be points where you get into it too hard, where you go into the wall.
Yeah,
but he's pretty.
And
but he's
one of the
aggressive.
and one of the moments I liked the most about that, and you mentioned it was the two, was those two racing hard in 1 and 2, and Kurt Busch just got along there, didn't touch him, but Kyle Larson made the mistake. He got into the wall, and that's what screwed him and had Kurt Busch run into it. And I could tell, I heard like from the after it did that, Cliff Daniels thought it was Kurt Busch got into him, but Kyle Larson was one of the most fairest guys. No, he didn't.
Yeah,
that was me.
Yeah, and
the video showed it.
The video does show it, and I want to say about Kurt Busch's style of racing, it's much more matured over the years, and today, and what we saw yesterday at the time that we're recording this, showed tremendously. That was a perfect example of the Kurt Busch's maturity behind the wheel. And I think even over the radio as well. I mean, more particularly, his style of racing has really, really matured all the way up to this point, and it showed, man. Especially with a type of race car and type of setup that reminisces really, really close to the Gen 4.
And I want to say this about Kurt Busch now, and I've seen the stats seen a bunch of stats here lately. He is not one with about 5, if I saw it correctly, 5 different teams he's won with, and all 4 different manufacturers.
Oh, yes.
Start off Ford with Roush, and then with the Dodge, when Dodge was still here, with Penske, both with the 2 and the 22. Then he had some curveballs with, I forget who he drove for in 2012.
Phoenix. Because the thing is with Kurt, he drove for Phoenix Racing, Kyle Busch. Yeah. All over.
Yeah.
Anyways.
2012 not good. At the 13 front row. Not front row. Furniture row. I get those two mixed up. I don't know why. Same name. Didn't do good. 2014 came around. Got his first win in the Chevy with Stewart Haas, which ended up another few-year deal. And then by, was it 17 or 18 he won at the Ford?
It's 2017 SHR went
to Ford. 2017 Daytona 500, he won back as a Ford. Won with Ford again. Few years. Back with Chevy for Chip Ganassi from 19 all the way till 2021, and then now 2022 gets the 4th manufacturer win with a Toyota.
That's yeah, absolutely. And I'd say the only other manufacturer that he has not won with, and I don't think it'll ever happen, is Pontiac, because
Yeah,
he came in right around when Pontiac was still around in the sport, more particularly in the Cup Series, but which
yeah,
still either way. But yeah, and also to add on with Kurt Busch, this is the 6th straight season that he has won at least one time.
yeah. The last four, is it 4 seasons?
Seven,
He's
sorry,
only won.
sorry, 7th season in a row. My bad. Where
I
he's
was
won
about,
at least once.
yeah, I'm trying to think. Isn't it at least one win a season? Isn't this the fifth season?
The 5th season where he's won at least one time, or
Well, yeah, won at least one race this year. I know back. I know 16. I know. Wait, how many races did he win? 16. Was it
uh,
just one?
I think it.
So
No,
I know the last. I
he.
know the last multiple win season was 2015.
Let's see. I think the only race he won back then was Pocono. Let me see.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I'm thinking. I'm actually going to be looking at that. Here it is. Here's this could tell me. Let's see. Scroll down all the way down. Oh, that's too far down. Let's see. 2022, 2021. I know there's one in 2020. 119, 118, 117, 116. I was correct.
yeah.
So this is his 6th season, only getting one win a season. So do we think he might be able to get another win this season, despite the stats?
I mean, if he can put together the performance that he had yesterday, if he's in the right place, I think he could win one more time. Where, I have no clue. Um,
Well, we'll get to that part later on because that is something I do want to talk about. But congrats to Kurt Busch. Congrats to 2311 on their. I want to say there. I know technically Talladega what is a technical win, but then come on, they
right.
rained out and all that. I'd say this is technically their 2311's first official win.
And the thing is, I think you brought it up before the show started. Is like as much as you don't, I think it's just like as much as you're not a fan of seeing the team win, you're a fan of seeing Kurt win. And
I do like, yeah,
and I also brought up, it's just like, the thing is with 2311 and some of these other teams that are coming up, especially in the next gen days, which is perfect timing on some of these other teams' parts. As far as 2311,
namely 2311 the Trackhouse.
yes, but particularly speaking for 2311, they haven't really gotten off on the right foot since last year, and I want to see them succeed. I want to see them run well, and with them finally breaking out and actually taking a checkered flag and completing a race all the way through and finishing in first place and actually capturing a checkered flag with Kurt Busch, I think that should speak volumes on why
And
that brought a championship caliber driver over to 2311.
yeah, and it's not that they're not the season they're not doing is they're not terrible, maybe Bubba, but Kurt Busch on the other hand, even like in the beginning of the seasons, I'd say I can see if I can pull them up, like pull the finishing results and all that. But it's like if you look back at some of these, starting from like he's had some top 5 finishes. We've seen him finish top 5 in a bunch of races, in a good amount of races, top 10. He's been
Yeah.
finishing good. He's just out here lately. He just hasn't been able to finish
Yeah,
because of
which is
stuff that
unfortunate.
probably, yeah, stuff mainly wasn't his fault.
Oh yeah.
Like I've been looking back in the top 10 recently. He got 6th place at Martinsville. I'm founding the entry list. I'm scooting back to where I can at least see so I can go back there.
Yeah.
Most recent 6th at Martinsville. I'm about to look up. See, hold on. You got third. You got third at Atlanta. 5th at Phoenix. 5th place at Phoenix. The 13th Vegas, not the best, but not terrible. 8th at Auto Club.
That's not bad.
I don't know where he finished Daytona. I don't know where he finished Daytona. I'm actually looking at that. I think he DNF'd. Oh no, he ran 19th. He's not doing terrible.
Yeah.
Kurt Busch is actually not that bad. He's doing really good. He's just bad timing and bad. I think, like I mentioned, eighth. He had 8th place at a Auto Club. 13th at Vegas. Would you pull 5th at Phoenix?
Yeah.
3rd at Atlanta, like I mentioned. Coda, he did not do all that well. He got the wrong brother. Still lower, but that's the wrong brother. He did not do good at Coda. I don't think that was his. That may have been one of his incidents. Yeah, from Coda on, Richmond, he finished 35th.
Yeah.
Martinsville already said he would have got 6th. And I just think after Coda, not counting that, he hasn't been doing the best. And I don't think it's really his fault. I think just stuff happens. Just like Bristol, he was involved in an accident. I don't remember if it was his doing.
Yeah.
He ran top 10 at Talladega before he got wrecked.
Yeah,
He runs good. He just has misfortune.
he coulda, woulda, shoulda done well at Talladega. Well, finished well at Talladega. Had Kyle Larson not done what he did.
Both drivers ran good at Darlington last week. Both could have easily gotten top 10. Both were in the last incident, and both drivers for 23 are 27th and 28th. So Kurt Busch is not doing terrible at all this season. He's just not able to finish.
Right.
Or be able to finish. So Bubba Wallace, I can't really say much, but Kurt Busch, he's not doing terrible. He was a great pick for the 45, and with this win, it definitely showed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It shows quite a bit, and it speaks. I think it just speaks volumes on like who you should choose to, drive for your team. I mean, especially for a startup team like 23XI. I know they're still fresh into the game, but still. Let's talk about another guy that caught the eyes of quite a lot of people. He's not racing in any of the Premier Series, Xfinity Trucks, or Cup, but he races in the ARCA Series. His name is Daniel Dye. So,
I don't know what to say about it. I mean, he was able to race this weekend.
He was
able to race, but I mean,
you heard why he got arrested.
Yeah, I did.
So I
did, but then they appealed it, and how they deemed that?
I don't know, but to those that don't know exactly why he was suspended indefinitely, most people have already figured it out by now. But to those that don't and haven't yet, he was arrested for a felony battery charge. So and
he punched the. Yeah, to go on detail, he punched one of his college, I want to say classmates, one of his people, someone at college. I don't know. I go to college, and I forget what their colleagues. One of the colleagues in the groin.
See, I thought at first. Before I did a little bit of research on why he got arrested, I thought he killed somebody, which that would have been way darker, and I would have really way worse. I would have really understood why GMS would have suspended him indefinitely. But I mean, I don't know what would have transpired. That little low blow kind of deal. Still, he could have just been defending himself, and I mean, like they could have seen it took it the wrong way, and yeah, I mean, Still, nonetheless, it's great to see Daniel Dye back, but better hope and pray that he doesn't do the same stuff again if he ever gets into an altercation with somebody.
Yeah, he's better now. That's going to get.
No,
He's going to be really screwed there.
no, wait, that should be the ultimate takedown. If he gets into a fight with somebody, low blow, then you can really take him down.
Speaking of the word blow, that's what these tires did.
Oh my gosh. See, this race could have been, I mean, the cup race could have been just a tad bit better if the tires weren't as atrociously bad as they were.
Bro, they mentioned they done tire tests at this track.
Yeah.
How hard are these cars running from doing these past tests? Like they're blowing almost every 20 to 25 laps, maybe 30.
I can't really explain that. I mean, I don't even know what Goodyear did to those tires. I mean, even to begin with, and it probably isn't Goodyear's fault. It's just maybe they got something wrong with probably the formulas that they're using to put together those types of tires.
And there was multiple times there should have been a caution come out for tires, and they didn't. I mean, I'm kind of glad they didn't, but at the same time, I think they should have.
Yeah.
But there was one car that actually went legit, did a full 360, full 360, and still kept it going. And they kept it green.
Yeah. So I want to add something on to that. When Chase Elliott blew his left rear tire, and he got stuck, did you notice if you looked into the cockpit from the rear windshield? Did you notice this kind of movement going on inside the cockpit? Like he was.
I did. I don't think I really saw that.
I saw some movement inside the cockpit. I don't even know if Chase was pissed or what, but it looked like he was doing a bunch of this and flailing his arms around.
We'll probably find out what radioactive, and by the time radioactive comes out, this will already be out. But it's like
probably.
I think I don't know what's up with tires. Bunch of the leaders. Not Daniel. I lost his first name for some reason. But Byron. William. There it is.
William Byron.
When William Byron cut a tire while leading.
Yeah.
Which allowed Kurt Busch to start leading laps in the first place.
Yeah.
And he's not the only one. Who was the other leader that had that happen?
Was another one.
Correct. Oh, he wasn't leading.
Well,
there was another driver who was leading. That was actually leading the race. Was it Hemrick? No, Hemrick. I'm sorry. Was it Reddick?
I think it was Reddick. If I remember
correctly. Reddick has bad luck, man. He after the Bristol dirt that he should have won, he's just gone downhill.
Yeah, and I hate that for him. I know he's gonna win, but when? That's the question. But
now this topic involves wheels. Probably one of the highlights of stage 2.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god, the most impetus wheel that would not come off the car.
Oh, who was it that had that problem?
Jones. That was Eric Jones. Bro, I was watching that because during one of the cautions they couldn't get the wheel off, and then they've had almost every tool you could think of. I've seen breaker bars. I've seen use a sawzall. I kid you not. It was a long breaker bar that they use. Bro, when it comes on NASCAR, you should rewatch it. It's funny as hell. It was like they use everything under the sun to try to get that thing off.
Oh my gosh.
That was brutal. We were all just like really hoping that it would, and we were all, oh my god, it was funny. He was able to race. I think he still was able to finish. I don't remember. I don't remember if he finished or he just called it quits. Went back in there. Let me check that. No, he was still running. It says he's still running. Start way last. It was like 7 laps down.
It took 7 laps to get that damn tire off.
bro. Different cautions too. It just sucked. He did not. That was suck. That sucked so bad.
That has
I
to
should. I
be
should be
that
the most
arguably
unlucky.
has to be not only the unluckiest, but probably the worst pit stop of Eric Jones's career thus far.
And the worst pit stop for the one lug nut deal.
Oh yeah, I'd say
Took
so.
took 13 races. Not count. Actually, no. If you count the well, they really didn't have anything about the exhibition at the.
You really didn't. You had absolutely nothing with like the exhibition races, more particularly the Coliseum. You never had that.
Yeah. So if you count both the dual races, all that, that's literally like 15 races without incident, and then we get to here.
Right? And they're literally using every toy that they can get out of their toolbox to pull this tire off. And it's just like, what even in the world? What have we come to now? You might as well try to like get all of your guys to grab at least a section of the tire, like the actual wheel, to try to heave it off. Either that or just like, I don't know, like get a bunch of crowbars or try to get, I don't know, maybe a saw, like an electric saw, to get this thing off.
That was probably one of the highlights of the race. That was amazing.
Oh, speaking of tires, yeah, it also happened to Christopher Bell, I believe.
I think he just cross-thread. I think I just heard he cross-thread them. He was able to still be fine. Which that brings me to another segue. Unless you want to say something real quick.
Oh, I don't even know what I was gonna say, to be honest.
You bring him up. That brings me to my next segue on here. How many Toyotas do you think was in the top 10 that race? If I don't know if you've seen the finishing results, but if you had to guess how many Toyotas out of all of them, I think there's only 6 Toyotas in the whole field. If I'm correct on that, guess how many Toyotas finished in top 10?
All 6 of them.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, dude.
All 6 of them. Kurt Busch, and I think this might help with taking a rundown of top 10 as well. Kurt Busch is the winner. Kurt Busch won the race, one of the Toyotas. Then you got Kyle Larson. And then you got the Joe Gibbs quadruplets of Kyle Busch in 3rd, Denny Hamlin 4th, Christopher Bell 5th, and Martin Truex Jr. in 6th.
Wow.
And then you got Ross Chastain in 7th. Had a really good race. I think he got a tire flat too. I don't know. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Attaboy closing up, making really good finishes. 8th place.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Bowman 9th. And then Bubba Wallace rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, I figured Bubba got a top 10. I think he did finish. Yeah, he would have finished 10th. Yeah, absolutely. He did finish 10th, but that's crazy. All the Toyotas.
It is.
That's nuts.
At the very end, all of the Toyotas showed up.
That's amazing. That is
Toyotas
amazing.
Toyota's slowly picking it up. I think with if I had to be honest, maybe Kyle Busch, but I think the Busch brothers are the only ones that have like actually locked in on the Actually, no. You can add Christopher Bell in that list too, because somehow he is getting the poles. He's getting fast car every week. I don't know about finishing, but Busch and both Bushes they've figured out this next gen car, because that's what the Toyotas were lacking for the longest time. Trying to figure out how to get these next gens. Now they're getting it.
Oh, they are. And I think even at that same time, Remember that statistic that we once had where every driver below 30 was a winner until Denny Hamlin came along and shattered that record? Well, now we're starting to see some of those old-timers, some of those veterans come on up and show some of the kids how it's done. I mean, Hamlin,
I would.
for example. Kurt Busch is another one. Just
I'm so iffy about Hamlin's win. I mean, yes, he did win that with a strategy, but I mean, come on, just
Oh, yeah.
he didn't get that win. He's still low. He's still really low in the points.
Which is nuts. It's like some of the guys that you would expect to be up in the points, like within the top 16, are really low in the standings.
And you mentioned that you take out that one. You said you take out the one of 16. That is the driver who we all put in the playoffs, and is not after his penalty. He's just screwed. After that.
I'm Denny Hamlin is the king of pit road penalties. I'll say.
Bro, that had so many pit road penalties.
I bet.
That race had more pit road penalties than I've seen in a while. And that's Kansas.
It's Kansas for you.
And that's not really anything about speeding. It was just like most of was equipment. Forget what they're called. Equipment violations. I've heard blocking pit stops violation. I forget what they're called, but
blocking the pit stall.
I wouldn't say blocking the pit stop, but just like interfering with pit stop. That was it.
Oh yeah.
So I've heard much interfering stuff. I've seen a lot of speedings. I've seen a lot of tires come out. This is one of the craziest races that has a bunch of penalties.
Yeah. All right.
It is surprising.
It sounds surprising. It really does. But oh boy. I mean, as far as the playoff picture, obviously we all know that Kurt Busch is gonna be in, because right now he's inside of the top 30 as we currently speak. But you know, we're only about halfway through the regular season, if I'm correct. So
that's correct.
We're pretty much in high gear right now. High gear as of right now.
And you mentioned that, and that we have currently 11 different winners since Kurt Busch won. You have 11 different winners. Ironically, is ahead of his owner. By the way, if you look, you can't see it, but like even if you look on NASCAR.com point standings, you can even see like Kurt Busch is ahead of his owner.
Yeah,
right now
he is.
He's still ahead of his owner. That's still funny.
That's just barely. Like over, what is that? 16 points? Yeah. 16 points.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
But it is. But my question is, like, of the tracks upcoming, do we think that we're going to have more winners? Like, do we think there's going to be more than 16?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, with this car and the parity amongst the setups, which I know I have said a lot, and it's true. We've seen it already right off the bat at the beginning of the season with guys like Eric Jones coming up and mixing things up. Trackhouse is suddenly starting to go on fire, especially with Ross Chastain. Suarez is kind of getting up there a little bit. 2311 is starting to get their feet wet, just a tad with Kurt Busch. So, I mean, you know, and even Colic Racing's getting up there making some noise every now and then.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I'm happy about that too.
Petty GMS. I mean, I know I talked about Eric Jones, but what about Ty Dillon? I know
he's slowly showing up. We thought he was going to be that guy that runs in the back, but he's actually showing up. He hasn't been finishing top, but he's been finishing like top 20s and all that. He's actually been not too bad for him.
He's been doing really well this year. I think this is his best season, I think, ever, personally. But
I agree.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that could get up there, probably win a race. How many? Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
We have
11,
we have 13 races left.
11 different winners within those 13 races.
Correct. And we have 13 more left. And looking at the current schedule, I kind of want to do like I know we're going to do like some race. We're going to make the winning predictions farther on down the line for these. These might change, but I just kind of want to think who we think might be if we think we may have more than 16. Who we think might win some of these? It's like going back because of
Gosh.
the upcoming tracks. We're not counting the All-Star race. We'll do our thing on that one tonight. But just going on the other races, we have Charlotte. Let's just start with the first 4 Cup coming. Let's just start with the first 4, work our way. We have Charlotte Motor Speedway, Gateway, Sonoma, and then Nashville.
Man. So it's kind of a toss-up, like I said, with the next gen. First of all, first Coke 600 with these cars coming up here. First Cup race at Gateway, which is first race of June.
I already got my answer for that one, hands down.
Here's my thing. It's gonna be a toss. This is really gonna be a toss-up for me. But I'd say for Charlotte, think a winner in that one. I think I'm probably gonna have to bet my money on somebody like, I don't know, William Byron potentially.
Byron has been running up there. That was the name I was thinking about. Byron's a good name for it. I know Ross Chastain's been running up there good. You can't count out Truex though.
No,
he's pretty good here.
You can't.
Can't count him out. I hate to say it, you can't count out Logano either. I know he's run up there a couple times.
Yeah.
Elliott didn't win the Coca-Cola, but he has won a Charlotte race.
He has. I mean, he came close 2 years ago, so I mean that's as close as he'll get as of right now. But
he won. No, he won. He won 2 years ago.
No,
not the Coca-Cola.
No, that's what I'm saying. He didn't win the Coke 600, but he won the next Charlotte race. He did come close to winning the Coke 600 though 2 years ago. But yeah, I mean, I think he's yet to win the Coke 600. I think this year could be his year. As far as Gateway, I'm really putting my money down for Ross Chastain. Hands down.
I was going to say, if you had to pick anyone out of this, even if he didn't win all this, I think Ross Chastain would have been my money pick on the dot because he is. You could just think he's had truck practice. He's the most recent one of the Cup guys to win at Gateway. He's the most recent Cup guy to win. There's no doubt in my mind that Ross Chastain would not be the first pick to do that track. And with the extra shifting stuff, Ross Chastain's slowly starting to become good at that. My money's on Ross Chastain, 100%. Sonoma's a toss-up though, because we've had different winners for each deal. And you think about the current road course, because I'm thinking, I know Coda's different, but if you think back at the Charlotte Roval, the drivers on my list that might surprise us, of course, not surprise, Allmendinger. I think he's running that race actually. I think Allmendinger's running that race.
Allmendinger should be that.
Allmendinger, yeah, no doubt, Allmendinger should be. But Ross Chastain's come up a surprise. Chase Elliott, he's not surprised, but he about won Sonoma last year. Martin Truex Jr. is no surprise. He's won that twice. Kyle Larson is the last winner there. But then again, he was so dominant, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Did I mention Alex Bowman?
I think you might have. I can't
remember. Alex Bowman, he about won. He could have won last time. So, yeah, he is win. He's actually racing 3 of the 4 races we just mentioned.
Oh yeah. Oh boy, that'll be interesting. But
So
yeah,
the only different one is Gregson at Charlotte, but it's it's an iffy question on that one. But if Ross Chastain's having I think Ross Chastain may have a Kyle Larson season.
he could. I mean, I'm not ruling that out. I mean,
I
especially with
yeah,
this
go
next
ahead.
gen, and especially with the next gen, and with Trackhouse getting their like feet underneath them, and really, really, really capitalizing on this next gen car, especially with the way that they have this year. Mark my words, they're gonna, they might have a Kyle Larson season, which that's the key word
I
we're saying
think
here is
so.
might. So
It's a keyword might because I don't know about Charlotte, but I know Gateway's probably almost a almost a guarantee. Gateway's almost a guarantee.
yeah,
Sonoma is iffy. That one's up in the air. Nashville is another one I'm thinking because, yes, Kyle Larson dominated that race. I was at that race last year. He did really good. But who snuck up? You remember who snuck up to get a second place finish in that race?
Chastain.
Ross Chastain.
Yeah.
He's not. I would not be surprised. So it's Road America. That one's kind of up in the air. I kind of have a weird. Well, that's the first four. The next, well, we're just doing the regular season. We're not going to do playoffs.
Not yet.
So that
We're
the
not up there yet.
next four with Road America, Atlanta, New Hampshire, and Pocono.
And road course. Indianapolis road course.
Oh, I was going to do those four. Do four, but yeah, we can add the new road course in there too. Road America's another toss up. I might go bold. Christopher Bell got second.
Bell could win.
He's my bold. Bell could win. He's been starting to get slowly good at road courses. Bell's kind of my sleeper pick, but I think someone else like Chase Elliott, Allmendinger, Chastain.
Oh, yeah.
It's still a possibility. In Atlanta, we know how the racing is.
I mean, well, now because since they've basically reconfigured the whole joint into a mini super speedway, that one's a toss up in and of its own. But what I'm really hoping for at some point between now and the next Atlanta race is if they go unrestricted. I think the racing is far better at Atlanta in particular is far better unrestricted. None of this miniature super speedway BS because we already did it once and it as exciting as it was artificial. It doesn't work. Artificial excitement does not create a long-lasting memory as natural racing does. So, I mean, if you don't believe me on that one, or if you have no idea what I'm talking about, pull up an old Atlanta race. Let's say 2001, for example, and then put that side by side with what we had this year.
I'll give you another one. 2005.
2005 is another one. Yeah, that was pretty good exciting racing. Naturally exciting.
Yeah.
But
so Atlanta's good on its own. I don't know why they did. I mean, we did try it. We tried it with the Super Speedway. We weren't all that impressed.
I mean,
we weren't.
It was all right, but it wasn't blow the doors off spectacular. Yeah.
No, that was 100% Coda and Bristol Dirt this season. They've upped their game.
Oh yeah, they really have. But yeah,
can Atlanta do that though?
If Atlanta goes unrestricted, I believe I can't say Kevin Harvick. I cannot do that because I can't
know.
Because don't get me wrong, Harvick is one of Harvick's one of Atlanta's favorite racetracks. No, Atlanta's one of Harvick's favorite racetracks, and he has proved it before, shown it before, But with this new configuration and with the repave and everything, that's a toss-up. But I'm gonna say
I
I'd say as far as who would be a favorite to win Atlanta, unrestricted, that is, if they ever do it, which I'm hoping they do. Man, I really
I kind of want to go sleeper pick. I kind of want to go back to back. I think Kurt Busch.
maybe Kurt. Yeah, Kurt could do it.
I think Kurt Busch could do it. If not, then of course Ross Chastain.
Yeah, of course, Ross. Loudon.
This one, I have a good answer. I have a really, really good one. And it's not going to be sleeper pick Eric Almirola. I'll tell you that one much. No. Okie brother. Okie boy. Christopher Bell, man.
Okie boy. Yeah.
Christopher Bell.
I see it.
He's won an Xfinity Series 3 times in the Xfinity Series. One, his rookie year. Second, when him, Reddick, and Custer were the dominant, they didn't go. He wasn't there in 2020, I do not believe. But 2021, he won that race. Bell won that race, and he came second in the Cup race. If that race would not have been downed, he would have beaten Eric Almirola to that race.
Probably
in that race.
Probably would have.
Christopher Bell, 100% my pick. And that's not even me. And that's not me being biased either. That's actually straight facts.
It really is facts. It's true too, because we've seen in years past, whether it be you forgot to mention trucks. He won there in trucks too back in 2017.
Did win
across all 3 series, Loudon is Christopher Bell's arguably his best track. His best track to date.
Yeah.
So it shows. It really does show. So of course you gotta put Christopher Bell as make him a favorite for this for New Hampshire.
Now we say that with that, and we're about that way. The only new winner off that we mentioned is Christopher Bell.
Yeah.
Not counting if there's any random one in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So that would make that 4. If Blaney, Truex, Harvick, Almirola, even Dillon, Reddick, Jones, or Suarez didn't win yet, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 races we've listed with only one different winner.
Yeah.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races left. Depends on what the tracks these hold.
Yeah.
Which the next tracks we're going to mention now, the rest of the 5 is Pocono and Indy Road Course. Pocono's a lot harder to place.
Yeah. Arguably and honestly, yes. Because I think they recently did a tire test there. I mean, even though it's just like a lot of the tire testing is just single car runs, it's hard to tell. And plus, it's hard to tell if the tires are going to hold up at Pocono, unlike what we saw in Kansas. But,
I feel like that one's going to be, we'll put that one till later.
Yeah.
We'll put that one in the category of put till later. But Indy Road Course, I think we may know this one. We both may know this one on top of our heads.
Allmendinger.
Really? I was actually going to go different. Xfinity won it. And then Cup Series could have won it without a penalty. Chase Briscoe.
That's right. I forgot all about Briscoe.
Briscoe is the guy I keep my eye on in that race.
Oh, yeah.
And he has a win. He does have a win. So
I mean, you also got to throw in, obviously throw in Allmendinger in that mess, but you also have to throw in Austin Cindric into that mess too.
Yeah, Cindric's a sneaky road course. guy, and he won that. And he won that Xfinity season.
Yeah. But
So Pocono's a toss-up. Indy Road Course, we're kind of set on 3 guys. Now the last 4: Michigan, Richmond, Watkins Glen, and the random one that we'll probably put till later, Daytona.
yeah.
Let's just focus on Michigan, Richmond, and Watkins Glen.
Gosh, Michigan though. See, that is a racetrack where even half the time, you either have an idea who's gonna win, absolutely for sure who's gonna win, and then you have some of those oddball races that just kind of happen, and then you just get just an out of the blue winner. For example, I mean, for the fall race at Michigan 2017 for me was obviously Kyle Larson, because like he was a favorite to win, but I mean obviously at the beginning of the race I don't think he was an odds-on favorite to win all the way through, because I think at the beginning of the race he was closer to the back of the pack, but still.
But if you think back with Larson, he won at that point the last 2 Michigan races.
He did.
It was no doubt a favorite to go 3 for 3, which he did.
Yep. So,
which is why he was a guy I thought last year he was going to get it.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
I think this year Larson will get it.
You think Larson will get it this year?
I think so.
I keep my eye on a cup. I think I might keep my eye on one more who could have won it. Don't forget William Byron. He about won that race.
That's right.
Byron may have.
He could have.
Byron may have.
He could have won that thing. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Richmond.
Well, I'll say this: old guys ruled in the previous Richmond race. I think old guys are gonna rule this time with the second Richmond race. Who am I picking? This is bold, like really bold. I'm saying Harvick. That mini.
I want Harvick. I want Harvick to win, but at the same time, I kind of want to keep him having a losing streak. It's not nice, but it's not good to say. But at the same time, it's like I see guys who have their losing streaks, like him and Kyle Busch, and they've been winning so much. It's like I kind of want to see how long it goes. I kind of want to keep it going. Hamlin was kind of that same way until he won Richmond.
Yeah.
But one guy I don't want to see that happen to, which he's won a few Richmond races in the past, won the second Richmond race last year. Martin Truex Jr.
That's right.
I think Truex.
Yeah, Truex is another guy. Watkins Glen. How about Watkins Glen?
I'd say it's going to be the same 3 last year. Maybe add Christopher Bell in. But you got Chase Elliott, the one who's won it twice, including that being his first career win. Martin Truex Jr., who was runner-up to him twice.
Yeah.
Same time. And then Kyle Larson with the surprise.
Yeah. I think
you may add Ross Chastain, but I think it may just come between those 4.
I think personally to me, I think I think I could keep my eye on Chase Elliott for Watkins Glen. 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Hendrick, I mean, even when they came back after the pandemic, they picked right up where they left off with Kyle Larson. They've been extremely dominant at Watkins Glen, and they won the last 3 with 18 and 19 with Chase Elliott, and then last year with Kyle Larson. So of course Hendrick is going to be dominant at Watkins Glen.
Yeah,
doesn't matter who you put in there. More particularly, I'm keeping my eyes on Byron, Larson, and Elliott. Bowman, I don't think will be anywhere in the mix.
You can't count him out. We count him out at unless he has that practice on that. He can't fully count him out.
Not fully.
He did. He did almost win Coda.
He did.
Can't fully count him out.
All right.
So basically, after all that, we've kind of figured that the only two out of the non-winners who have not won yet that could win are only Truex and Bell, maybe Harvick.
Yeah.
That's still 2-3 guys to still try to do wild card races that haven't won yet.
Yeah.
Only got the wild card, so that might be pretty close.
I think it is. That's gonna be close. We'll see though. Oh man. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. See, we'll preview Texas, but as far as our predictions for Texas, I think we'll just mostly focus on the All-Star race for this one.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Should we add who we think the three we think might end up getting in? Because currently locked into the All-Star race. If I can find it. Actually, I think I made a docs of it. I think I'm starting to make a docs on almost everything.
Docs.
Let me see. Here it is. Yeah, even Kurt Busch. Even when Kurt Busch winning, he's still in. That was the last one, and he tried to get a win to get in.
Yeah.
So currently, the 19 guys that are in is Allmendinger, Almirola, Bell, Blaney, Bowman, Briscoe, the Busch brothers,
Yeah.
Byron, Chastain, Elliott, Hamlin, Harvick, Keselowski, Larson, Logano, McDowell, Truex, and Wallace.
Yeah. Man.
The question, I think, without a doubt, if you think about the guys who are in the Open, if they don't have incidents, I kind of think it might end up being Reddick, Suarez, and Jones.
That's as close as I think. I think that's as best as my picks are gonna be as far as that. I think I'm gonna echo off of that.
With the fan vote being random, which I don't think even with the fan vote, I don't think they're going to get in. They're going to win it.
Gosh, who would be a fan vote?
And I'm trying to actually see what the last. I think they recently made like a top 4 fan vote. Let me. Oh. I'm actually looking at Instagram because I saw it there last. Here it is. The top 4 fan vote is actually those 3 and Corey LaJoy.
LaJoy, I think is automatic. I think is my lock for a fan vote.
You think LaJoy might be the lock for the fan vote?
I think so, personally.
I mean, I could see it, but at the same time, though, if one of them don't, if one of the 3 don't, it's automatically going to be one of those 2 if they don't crash out.
Yeah.
Because it has to be a full on working car to get into the final.
Yeah.
But I kind of just want to see if there's a entry list to the. I don't think they put out the entry list for the Open yet. See if I can see if there is one. If anything, it should have been at least put on Facebook by now.
Probably. It probably should have. I don't know where.
By you know who.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Ah. Well, it's not who I thought, but it's close enough. Around the track NASCAR. Okay. Thank you for actually help. Wrong entry list there. Open. Here we go. Ooh, I forgot about this one.
Oh.
So currently in the entry list for the Open, we have Austin. Actually, I'm just going to do last names. We have A.D., A. Dillon,
Yep.
LaJoy, Reddick,
Mm-hmm.
Smithley, nowhere even close. Busher, Burton, Haley, Gilliland, Custer, T. Dillon, Jones, Stenhouse, Ware, nowhere close either. Castle, same with you. McLeod, also with you. And then Suarez.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Man, that's interesting lineup for the Open.
With all that, we do say I think we still agree on the same three. Will probably be for the Open. So I think unless they crash out, which I don't think is probably going to happen, but it's a slight if. Austin Dillon may sneak his way in there, but I do think if they keep their car clean, it's still going to be some of those in the fan vote. So I'd say let's just keep those three in there. If we're wrong, we're wrong. If we have them in our list, we'll change them. But I think we should just keep those three. Maybe add. I think instead of the fan vote being LaJoy, we'll add Dylan as a sneak peek.
Yeah,
just in case.
absolutely.
So let's just add that.
I think that's pretty much a safe bet. But
yeah.
Alrighty. So let's get down to our All-Star race predictions. So pretty much it goes as follows: driver to win. We pretty much give you the guy who's gonna win, plain and simple. Driver to stay away from is the driver that really hasn't been doing all that well. We're coming up to a track that they absolutely suck at. So basically they would finish at the bottom half of the field. So take, for example, a 40-car field, anywhere from 21st or below, that point would count. And then dark horse, the driver that has been doing really well. It's the opposite of the dark horse, of the driver to stay away from. So 20th or above is when the point would count. Even if they win the race, it still counts. So, all right. So Mr. Wyatt Walker.
All right.
You're first.
All right, and just to let you know, check your messenger.
I did see the notification pop up.
Yeah, that's like the entry list there, so that would help you on there. And I'm about to pull back up on here so I can look. So you may have to join the group. I think it's a group. No, it's not a group. That's right. I forget. It's hard to keep track sometimes about it. That's where I usually get my info. I like it.
Yeah.
But for this current entry list, and I am probably going to add Reddick, Suarez, Jones, and Austin Dillon in this list. Even if they don't make it, even if they're not in this format here in the entry list, they're still going to be added as the 3 winners in the fan vote. But I think for the dark horse, I'm just going to do an if or on mine. I know we don't usually do these, but just in case, I think he'll make it, but at the same time, if it's not him, let's think it'll be this guy. I think if he's in, I think Tyler Reddick's my dark horse. Tyler Reddick, I'm using him, but if it's not him, then I'm going Kyle Larson.
Okay.
Driver stay away from, I'm using this, Brad Keselowski. I could have gone Bubba Wallace, but I'm like, what's more realistic?
Alright. Yeah.
The winner? Tough one. I don't really see anyone else but Larson's good there, but I'm using Larson as a dark horse just on the safe side. Screw it, I might use that in if or either. I don't usually do these, but like Reddick is the one that pieces it together.
Right.
No, official. So it's like if Reddick's in, then it changes my winner and my dark horse. You don't usually do these, but with the All-Star race, with the Open and stuff, it is hard to do. So
yeah.
So if Reddick is not in, If Reddick's not in, then that changes my winner, Ross Chastain.
Ooh, really?
I'm going bold. But if Reddick is in the race, Kyle Larson.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
It's hard to choose someone else but Larson. But if you think Ross Chastain has been creeping up there a bunch of the time, and if Reddick's not in there, somehow Ross Chastain may be the guy that I can probably outduel.
Not.
So
I mean,
that's what I'm going with.
It's possible. It really is possible. So, here's my prediction.
I'm going to see the fun you editing all that. It's going to be fun.
That'll be interesting. And to those that may be watching this on YouTube. But I'm going to choose everybody that's already locked into the All-Star race just to be on the safe side. So, for my driver to win, okay, this is going to be a tough one. Whew. Man, this is a toss-up.
It is.
He won it once, but it was at a different track. This year, I think he'll do it again, this time in Texas. It's a Hendrick driver. It's Chase Elliott. I almost said William Byron. But
I was about to say, you say that, but yeah, if you think back, both drivers this year, if your prediction to win and the current winner last year of it, both won it at two different tracks.
Yes.
Larson, Charlotte, and then Texas, and yours is Bristol and possibly Texas.
Possibly.
So,
driver to stay away from. This is going to be pretty gosh darn easy for me. Bubba Wallace.
I knew you were going to say it.
Sorry, I'm not. I'm still on this bandwagon. Dark Horse.
Oh yeah.
Dark Horse. I think I might take a different route with the Dark Horse. You may agree with me on this. Martin Truex Jr.
Yeah, I can agree. Oh, wrong button.
Wrong
button.
Nice job. But yeah. So those are our predictions for the All-Star race. Just a little sneak peek of what's to come when it comes to our predictions. So this should be pretty interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to it. But yeah, I want to thank you guys a lot for watching and listening in. So yeah, on behalf of Mr. Wyatt Walker over here, I'm Elijah Leonard signing out, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
See ya.